Hello my beautiful friends, it's Amanda here and we have some very exciting Too Faced products to talk about. First and foremost, the main thing we're going to focus on in this video is this brand new concealer. It's the Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer. This brand new concealer is set to drop on the Too Faced website on June 26th. Then it will be available on June 28th from Beautylish and Ulta Beauty. I'm not sure if this is going to be an Ulta exclusive or if it will eventually show up in Sephora as well. If I get any information about Sephora, then I will update the description box to let you know about that, so make sure you check down there for any info. This concealer is coming in 20 shades, and as you can probably tell from looking at this bottle, this is a giant amount of product in here. The retail price is going to be $29 US, and for your 29 bucks, you're going to get 15 milliliters of product. That's a half of a fluid ounce. The Born This Way foundation is 1 fluid ounce. That's pretty much the standard size for foundations. So this concealer is half of a bottle of foundation. It's crazy. Just for a bit of a size comparison, Shape Tape has 10 milliliters, that's 0.33 fluid ounces. And the ColourPop No Filter Concealer has 0.14 ounces. This is an insane amount of concealer. You could definitely use this all over your face and not run out really quickly. This has a very interesting applicator. The outer packaging looks very much like the Born This Way foundation, but when you open the cap, instead of a pump, you see this very uniquely shaped doe foot applicator. It's a diamond-shaped doe foot, and according to Too Faced, it's supposed to allow for perfectly precise application. I want to read you the claims for this concealer because we are going to do a demo. I'll show you this concealer in action on my face. I'm wearing it today. It says that it's hydrating and full coverage. The bottle actually says super coverage. It says that it smooths and sculpts skin for natural looking coverage. Oil-free, long-wearing, says that it wears for 12 hours, and it also is supposed to be photo-friendly, so it doesn't have any flashback. Before we jump into the demo, I want to go ahead and show you swatches of all 20 shades. Too Faced was kind enough to send over the entire range for me, so I want to swatch it for you. I'll tell you what all the undertones are, and of course I'll show you a quick demo of me applying this concealer. We'll do some close-ups, and we'll see if this concealer can really live up to its claims. The lightest shade is called Swan. This has a neutral undertone. Snow has a rosy undertone. Almond is golden. Porcelain is neutral. And vanilla is neutral. Next we have Nude with a rosy undertone, Golden Beige, of course, with a golden undertone, Light Beige, this one's neutral, Natural Beige, also neutral, Warm Beige, also neutral, Sand with a golden undertone, Warm Sand, also with a golden undertone, Honey, this one is neutral, Butterscotch is a golden undertone, Mocha has a rosy undertone, Maple is neutral. Chestnut is neutral to golden. Mahogany has a golden undertone, as does Toffee. The deepest shade is called Cocoa, and this one is also neutral. Okay, now that you've seen all the swatches, let's jump into a quick demo and I'll wrap up all my thoughts at the end. I started off wearing my Too Faced Born This Way foundation in the shade Ivory. Since I have some lovely little blemishes, I decided to use the shade Vanilla to do some spot concealing on my face. I just applied a small amount over my blemishes and then really gently tapped that concealer in, and I think it did a pretty decent job of concealing considering how hefty these little visitors really are. Then to conceal the under eye area, I used the shade Almond and I just applied a few dots in a triangular shape to my under eye area. I really didn't want to overdo it since this does claim to be super coverage. Don't really need to pile this on. A couple little dots really will do it for you. Then I used my damp sponge to blend it in. It blended in really easily. I didn't find myself struggling trying to iron out any creases. It didn't dry too quickly on me. Here's a close-up of one eye done with this Born This Way concealer and one eye with no concealer. Then of course I had to even out the face, so I applied some more concealer to the other under eye as well as a few other highlight areas of my face. I was trying to be really light-handed when I was applying this. And again, just blending that out with a damp sponge, blend it out really easily, and I feel like it looks really natural on the skin. So here's another close-up of the concealer, all blended in, no setting powder or anything like that. This is just the foundation and concealer. And then I'll show you a quick close-up of my completely finished makeup. I didn't use setting powder on my face. Can you believe that? I think if I had set this, I wouldn't like it as much as I do. I am very pleased with the results so far. When I hear full coverage concealer, I immediately become skeptical. Very rarely do I ever like a full coverage concealer. They always just look too thick, too dry, too cakey. They make my under eye area look really aged. I gotta tell you, I was really nervous to try this concealer because I love my Born This Way foundation. If you've watched any of my foundation recommendations, you know that's one of my go-tos. I love the original Born This Way concealer that came out that has a lighter coverage. So I was really nervous that there was no way a full coverage concealer could live up to the other products that I love in this line. But I'm shocked to say I love the way this looks. It looks so natural. It definitely has a great coverage. I didn't try to build it up more. I'm so happy that I love this. I was really afraid that I was gonna have to come on here and tell you that it's yet another full coverage concealer that I hate, but I don't have to say that. Yay! I'm in my 30s. I feel like that's a very in-between age, but I am starting to see more fine lines, especially around the eye area, and full coverage concealers, matte concealers, these guys that everybody loves and raves about, these do not work for me. I've tried time and time again. I cannot love these, but then this came along. Yes, if you've struggled with other full coverage concealers and this super coverage claim makes you nervous, I think it works really well. It looks beautiful. I can't believe I'm wearing a full coverage concealer under my eyes with no setting powder, and it looks great. It looks so good. Plus there's 20 shades. I mean, what can't you do is what I want to know. Overall, very pleased with the formula. Love the shade range. I love the coverage. I love the finish. I like the applicator. I like this packaging. It's really cute. I love that these are like a mama and a baby. It's worth pointing out that if you have tried this Born This Way foundation, this one has a frosted glass bottle. This is a plastic container. So this is not quite as heavy, probably a little bit more travel friendly as well. I was kind of hoping that this would have a nice little fruity or coconutty scent like the other Born This Way concealer does. This doesn't really have any fragrance to it. It just smells like concealer. It smells like makeup. It doesn't have any sort of fragrance to it. So if you're sensitive to scents in your makeup, then this one should work for you. Doesn't smell like anything to me. In other great Too Faced news, they are expanding the shade range of the Born This Way foundation. They've added 11 new shades. A lot of those shades are coming in on the deeper end of the spectrum, although they are adding 2 very light shades and then 2 more tan shades. It's always good to see more options coming in a foundation, especially when I really love this foundation and it makes me even happier to recommend it to you. Plus, if you can handle any more, Too Faced is also adding a medium and a deep to their Born This Way setting powder. Another product I love. The Born This Way line is absolutely killing it right now. That's another one that I'm really happy to be able to further recommend to you. Originally there was only a translucent, so now with the medium and the deep, that powder is really going to be able to work for a lot more people. This whole video just put me in such a good mood because I was ready to hate this and I love it. I can't wait to hear what you guys think about this. Are you excited? New shade ranges, more full coverage concealer that doesn't look like crap in the under eye. Leave a comment and let us know what you think. As always, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Huh? For what? Update that this ripped box. Dang it. It's late. It's the middle of the night when I'm filming this. Just give me a break. Milliliters. It's not foundation. It's not foundation, it's concealer. Close. More shade range at